everyone, welcome to MJS Coaching Football. Thank you for watching my channel. Coach Sullivan here as defensive coordinator, and I hope that your 2021 season was as successful as ours was. In this presentation in our 3-4, I want to talk to you about what we call our Iditarod Concept. It's a tweak of our overall dog family blitz concept. Okay, we call this one St. Bernard. Okay. So non-subscribers, if you push the button and you go to my Dog Family Blitz playlist, you'll see the Iditarod Concept, excuse me, already on there. Okay, and we call it Husky. So this is the other of the two Iditarod concepts. Husky's already on the playlist. St. Bernard will be on after this. Okay, so over here are the key concepts to help you understand what the Iditarod concept is itself, and then what St. Bernard is within that concept, okay? And then over here, I'm going to diagram it for you versus 11 Dallas 2x2, 10 Detroit 2x2, okay? So the dog family concept, all right, and this is Iditarod. It's always 4 off the side, right? In the dog family, it's not always 4. Well, Iditarod's always 4. It's always opposite the pass strength, or what we call the lizard rip. Again, that's not always the case with the dog family. Iditarod, it is. It's always Omaha versus 3x1, so we do not execute St. Bernard versus a 3x1, okay? And then it's going to always involve these 4 defenders. Nose, D-end, obviously side of the call, safety outside linebacker away from the pass strength. Okay, again, that's not the case in our dog family. Iditarod concept, it's fixed. Okay, so that's the Iditarod concept. Now the St. Bernard call. Okay, no slants, A-gap to the call. Same as Husky, same as the dog family. D-end is a little bit different. The D-end is going to slant C-gap. Okay, never does that in the dog family blitz. Doesn't do it in Husky. So why does the DN do it now in St. Bernard? Well, here's why. The outside linebacker is the blitzer, right? It's always an outside linebacker and safety. Dog family, it's inside linebacker. So that's a big tweak. Okay, and there's the big difference. Just the Iditarod concept versus the overall dog family blitz. Okay, so non-subscribers, push the button and you have access to all of it. So the outside linebacker is going to delay plug B gap in St. Bernard. That's why it's easy for our kids to remember, right? B, St. Bernard, B gap. Husky, C gap, all right? No, it's not always a perfect match. So when they're attached, which means on a tight end, they always jam the tight end first, then delay plug B gap, okay? When you're detached, which means there's no tight end, so you're removed, you're going to delay plug B gap from depth. Okay? And I'll do all that with you when we get to the diagram. The safety remains the same, and it's the same as the dog family. He's the D crash, and he's going to utilize the creep technique on the snap indicator, and I'll teach all of that, to you over here in the diagram. And the zone blitz coverage that we use is trio because we're blitzing a safety. To get one in the middle of the field, one high, we use trio. Okay, so again, non-subscribers, there's a lot to push that button for. So now over here, right, pass strength, Liz call, Liz. I do the same down here so I can show you the simplicity. Liz, which makes it automatically a Ringo. Right, our blitz call. Ringo triggers Roger and trio. Okay? So the only thing I'll show you and talk about in the coverage, trio, right? The dashed lines are who they're hot on. Okay? Everything else, you got to push the subscribe button there, non-subscribers. Okay? So I'll go over the 2 defensive linemen first. Ringo, ball snap, no slants A. Okay? Defensive end, slanting up in the C gap. Okay? Remember, attach on a tight end. shoot the hands, knock them back, right? Grab fistful of cloth, shooting hands. Now, we call this in situations we are pretty doggone sure they're going to pass, included in that screen draw. But in practice and preseason in the spring, we'll rep running plays with our kids that aren't, screen draw, so they can react to the run, okay? But just letting you know, we call this when we are doggone sure it's going to be a pass, and included in that, screen and draw, okay? So knock back the tight end. There's no count, 1,000, 1,002, because that defensive end is slanting in the C gap. Just knocking back the tight end is the delay you need. Tight end, quarterback thinks you're in coverage. Knock back, plug the B gap, right? So now the thing I'll talk about is that I'll go with the safety who's spinning middle of the field first, right? Ball snapped. He doesn't move until the ball snapped. Ball snapped, he's rotating middle of the field, reading his surface as he goes to confirm that it's pass, and then he's the deep middle defender. Let me now talk about that safety creep technique and what's meant by snap indicator. Through film study as coaches, when they're in the gun, you figure out what the snap indicator is. Is it the fist pump? Is it when he leans over, puts his hands up? Is it he lifts his foot? In some cases, you'll see they'll clap, they'll go through a few things, and then it's always seemingly the second clap. Then it's a 1,001 count. They snap the ball anytime after the second, right? So these are all the different things that are indicated that the ball is going to be snapped. Hence, snap indicator. So for simplicity, okay, in this presentation, the snap indicator is going to be that fist pump, all right? So in this case, the whip. When he sees that, he'll initiate his creep, which just means working down towards the line of scrimmage. Our safeties have their inside foot is up. So in this case, the left foot. When he sees that snap indicator, the creep technique is you move the up foot first. So you're always in your stance. Your feet are in the same position they are in the stance. And when the ball snapped, you want the inside up foot being where it is, inside and up, so you can dig off their front toe and drive without any false steps. So we use as a landmark, right, snap indicator. As he's creeping down, if he can be about a yard or so or behind the heels or at the heels of the outside linebacker, perfect. Okay? And then, boom, D-crash, he's got contain up the field. Right? So then you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Iditarod concept. Always have 4 off the side. We always have A, B, C, and D covered. Okay? Down here, 2 by 2, Liz, right? 4 wide receivers. Okay, again, we'll start with the nose. Okay, Liz, Ringo, Roger, right? Same calls. Slant A, defensive end, slant C, okay? Attached, there's no jam, so he just blitzes from there, no creep, don't give anything away, because you'll alert the receiver, who in turn will alert the quarterback. So you're just going to plug B gap from there, same snap indicator. So as he's screwing down, we tell him screw down to where the outside linebacker used to be. It makes the offense think the safety's in coverage. And then when that ball snaps, he's blitzing. And that's the reason for it. So screw down where the outside linebacker is and then where he leaves, right? Make sense? So same landmarks about a yard or so behind the outside linebacker. And then free safety again, rotate middle. Reading surface, confirming the pass. The other thing I'll talk about quickly, the Mike's 2 is far away. So we won't run this blitz if they're going to take number 2 and run them on speed outs, run them vertical, run them on corners, just sit them in a hitch. We're in a bad position that way. If they're going to run them inside on mesh concepts, Slant routes, we'll run the blitz versus the 10 personnel 2x2. It's much easier to run when it's a tight end. Okay, so yes, that is something that you must consider. So thank you for watching. As I said at the beginning, I appreciate you watching MGS Coaching Football. Now to subscribers and non-subscribers alike, any questions, please email me at coachmjsullivan@gmail.com because I would love to talk football with you.